Hello, welcome back to Truth Viral Television. This is part 2 of World War III or Cold War II series. So, if you turned in or tuned in the first one, I covered some information, some what I considered some life-saving information. I wanted to cover a few more things. Again, I don't have any kind of script, so I just go from my memory or shoot from the hip, so to speak. So, it's really important. This is really about the kids. A lot of this, I do this for my son so that, uh, so I don't know what some dads come home and drink beer and watch football. I don't do that. And I don't make a lot of videos. I spend time with him, and I do things for our future and things like that. But putting these videos out are one thing that I do for my son as well as your kids if you don't make any videos. So you don't even know that I make videos for your kids. It's for their future, basically. Okay, again, I do things because for everybody, us adults too, but they are the future of this country, and at the rate we're going, there doesn't seem to be much of a future for them. I'd like to do a video a little bit on economics. I'm not sure if you pay attention to the economy or not, but that's really important. That has a lot to do with our future and their future. I talked to my son about the economy because it is his future. So I want him to be very aware of what's going on with the economy now and the trends that are happening in the future, where it might go, so that sometimes in life the best positions are made when you're ahead of the curve, right? When you're ahead of the game, when you're invented the newest, gadget or whatever these days, right? Supply and demand is how I was raised and taught as a young child, that my father taught me, is that uh, it's great to make money, and I'm not, this isn't about money, okay, but it's great to make money off of somebody else's idea and improve it. There's nothing wrong with that, but where the real money is made is off of the new idea. That no, there's the supply is out there, or the demand is out there, but there's no supply, and you are that supply, and that's where the real, okay, again, this isn't about economics, but his future will have to do something about that. So that's pretty important when we considered World War, or what they're doing with the currency. So that's a good, you know what, that's a good topic or conversation of this video, as well as far as considering war, because I really think that, the potential for the war to happen this time might be one of those Cold War twos, where I'm saying where the bombs are never dropped and the whole thing comes undone and unhinged. And then we might see some things happen, some chaos in the streets, but that war might never happen, that everybody's, that hot war, that bombs falling on America, so to speak, war that I think that a lot of people have in their brain and their minds of what's really going to happen when this all goes down. But the dollar is actually, today it's up like 96 something, or so. It's incredible what's the facade, the joke that they have going on with the economy, with the stock markets being at all-time highs this year. Again, so look, more millionaires were made during the Great Depression than any other time in U.S. history, and the largest transfer of wealth is about to happen again in history. It already is. It swings in cycles from the east to the west, and now it's actually starting to swing back to the east again. So there's a lot of things, if economically, that I could do. Well, I could do video after video, because the economy is really, actually, why I think people are. Think it's boring and they don't understand it. I think it's quite intriguing. It's kind of intriguing to me, because you have to search through the manipulation, and that's kind of like life, right? You have to use discernment and look through these things. So let's get back to the video at hand here, that again, about, because it really is about nutrition and what you put in your body. That's important too. Having a good state of mind financially is not a bad thing too. I don't, I struggle, because I try to live with the least amount of money as I could potentially live with. I'm always robbing Peter to pay Paul, so to speak, but that's not, whatever. I don't, that's the life I choose to live. That's, I'm sure I've got millions and millions and millions of dollars in my head of ideas that I could turn over really quickly, but I just don't. I focus on doing other things. Life is not about that. I'm more on a spiritual journey, and that's where I find my wealth and my riches, is in my spirituality. So I feel like I'm one of the richest people on this planet, and it has nothing to do with dollars or cents, if that makes any sense. So, haha. So might as well put a little humor in it, you know. In person, I'm a lot more funny guy. You know, I don't really in these videos. I try to be so darn serious all the time, but you know, it's because I care and I try to be passionate. You know, if anybody has any ideas on how to make my videos better, maybe to get more comments or hits, you know, because I would take either of those. Not that it's important to me, but leave a comment, please, you know, on any video that I've ever done or have, and, you know, I take a look at them because I will take constructive criticism. I always wanting to learn, but that's too, it's important to be right, spiritual and emotional and mentally. But let's get back to the physical on what we're putting in our body. Again, almost, if you don't have a hereditary disease that you've obtained somewhere through life, it's because you didn't get the right amount of nutrition. As crazy as that sounds. Oh, hey, we got some light in the background. Thank you. The sun's shining back there. But that's where the disease is going to come from, generally, you know, unless it was a hereditary disease in your family through your genetics. Okay, it was caused by you didn't get enough nutrition in your lower intestine. So let's talk about that again. Let's talk about let's get back to the children, like I was saying, because one thing I really keep trying to remind myself why I did think about this is why it is about that. But this formula that they give people now with corn syrup, everything that you think about that they modify and make man-made, whether it be the sugar or whether it be the vaccines or whether it be any kind of like pain pills or anything that they modify and make man-made, you have to understand that's not good for you. Your body is not meant, you know, in order, like, let me talk about this. You know, a lot of these vitamins, and boy, they're not going to like it when I say this, but a lot of these vitamins that they have in these bottles and a lot of these stuff that's out there that you can buy at your stores, it isn't even doing anything for you because it's not a plant-based derivative. It hasn't gone through a plant and it hasn't been absorbed by a plant, because that's how you get nutrients. Like, you just can't pick up rocks and eat rocks and get the nutrition out of them. It doesn't work like that. It has to have gone through the plant. You have to eat it through the plant. Okay, so a lot of these vitamins and supplements and minerals that people are taking, it's not doing anything for them. It does nothing. You're just wasted your money buying these supplements and nutritions and vitamins because they're not even a plant-based derivative. They're not, again, I'm trying to make it simple, okay, so you can understand it. Sometimes it's hard for me in my brain. I know the science of it, but I'm trying to put it in more like layman's terms so that everybody can understand it. But if you're taking something that's not plant-based, your body's not going to absorb it, okay? One of the fastest ways to absorb anything, just to let you know, is for it to be electrified. You know, just put that out there. Like, electrified iodine is the best way to get iodine. Your body immediately, we live in an electric universe. We are energy, right? There's a lot of, you know, we have atoms and cells, all that going on in our body. So that you know, if you let give me an example of something. Like, if you took potassium iodine, your body would have to work through all the potassium to get to the iodine. If you take, you know, nascent electrified, you know, iodine, your body's going to immediately absorb it immediately as soon as you take it. So there's a difference right there. So but these children who are not, let's bring it up, breastfeeding. Everybody, breastfeeding, man, that's like one of the best things you can ever get in your entire freaking life. Ever. It basically almost gives your body everything you need as far as shots and vaccines for life. You know, and the way they've made it so hard for the working mom to breastfeed the child now, no wonder, man. Look at this world is crazy out of control. I'm going to try to keep my opinions to myself, okay, on this video. Look, the children who are taking this formula, it's full of corn syrup, which is absolutely, they've shown, you know, corn syrup's just absolutely horrible. Sugars are just absolutely terrible. I'm still, you know, I talked about my last one that I said I don't do drugs, but I kind of every once in a while you have a candy bar or, you know, some M&Ms or, excuse me, whoa, see, just think about that stuff. But anyways, look, if you take a look at what we're giving our children and then they vaccinate them, how many vaccines did you get as an adult? I don't know about how old my base of subscribers are, but, you know, I think I do have some people who are close to my age. And, you know, how many vaccines are they getting? is what's in these vaccines. How come parents don't even think about what they put in their children's bodies? Well, it's really trying to. I haven't really gotten as far in this video as I wanted to, but hey, it's about, this is what I'm talking about. This is what it was about. It's about these kids. So please think about what we ate as kids and what they're eating now. The Gatorade, the Cheetos, the Fritos, the Frappuccinos, the Takis, I mean, it's all corn-based, corn syrup again. You know, everything is corn-based. Think about all the chemicals and sprays that people use in their houses, the smell goods, all that stuff's really pretty toxic. The candles, there's just so many things. We're just absolutely surrounded. This is a biological war, okay? Maybe if I scoot a little closer to the camera, it might show up. This is a biological war. Okay, and that's what I've been saying too, is it's really important that you realize that the intake of that, if you could now, it's really important that you probably think ahead about how to somehow suspend nutrition that's in the food, because I don't think it's going to get any better in the future. I think it's, a matter of fact, going to get worse. So how do you do that? You know, don't worry about it. TV's got it already figured out. So Truth Bible knows, look, you can can food, right? You can dry food. Those are both really good ways, because the heating method on both of them actually starts voiding. Canning about 40%, 30 to 40%, because of the heat process, you lose of your nutrition. So drying food is a great way to do it. Again, probably about 20-30% of the nutrition you lose out of the food by drying it, but that's better than it is better than canning. Preference on taste, I think they both taste fine, but this isn't about that. Here's the answer. Freeze-dried food, it's really expensive, but it captures about 97% of the nutrition in the food. And then you don't have the problems with moisture, because the two things that kill long storage food, this isn't, that video wasn't about that, but it really is. That's, hey, how about, how do I survive this world war, okay? Or how do I stay alive during the Black Plague that a lot of people, some people were healthy, some people's immune systems were compromised. That's why I've said that in the video before. But freeze-dried food is no water or no moisture, and those are the two things that kill food in a long-term storage situation. Either gets oxidized through the oxygen, or it gets the moisture in it, which causes all the, obviously, to grow what moisture does. But it's really important that we think about that in the future, because that is getting worse, and that is a war for our body, okay, through the nutrition. So start thinking about how you might be able to obtain organic foods or grow your own garden. Heck, even if you live in an apartment, you can grow in a bucket, or on a balcony. It's pretty simple. It's not, you can just start doing something to, I would say stay away from the canned foods, because canned food, when I was younger, canned food could sit in the can, and there'd be something back there for 10 years you didn't get out, and oh, I wonder I should eat that, and it would be safe. But the canned food, maybe a year or two now at the most, and it's gone. It's just not the same. I don't know what they put in the cans. I definitely know the food's not as nutritious like this video is about. But please think about these things. Think about what you're letting your kids do and what you're letting them eat. Very important. I want to touch on this too, because this is a war on for your mind. I've said mind, but think about the things we're letting our kids watch, the television. We kind of are in a matrix now, where it's all about fame and fortune and glory and NFL and bebop this, all the kids, that's all with their little earphones in, destroying their eardrums. They've already proven their scientific information. I grew up hard rock, they already showed that stuff is really good. You can't go to a rock concert every day and expect your hearing to be good 10 years later. That's what I told my son. That's what you're at in a rock concert every day, you put those things in your ear, and it just, but anyways, again, I'm running out of time. Please leave a comment. Thank you to my subscribers. Wish could have covered a little bit more information. Maybe I'll do another one. I think I'll try to just, put a little bit more information out as I can here. There's so much more information that you can cover when it comes to nutrition. But be right in the spirit, please. That's very important, because above all, he is the bridge that gaps. He is the tie that binds. So please, thank you so much for watching. I'm Truth Viral Television. Thank you so much. Oh, I can tell you that I am OCD. I'm on Christ daily. Thanks again.